as two friends were driving to their summer cabin. Andrew and Jacob, exhausted from a long day, couldn't wait to relax. The cabin, inherited by Jacob from his grandmother, was secluded at the edge of town, surrounded only by woods and a small lake. Upon arrival, they cracked open some beers and started playing PlayStation when they heard someone pleading for help outside amidst their FIFA game.
Help me!
The evening was so hot that the air felt dense and motionless, as if nature's breath had frozen in anticipation of something sinister. In the twilight, the lake seemed like a dark veil covering something mysterious and ominous. They quickly unpacked, opened some beers, and settled in front of the gaming console to enjoy their time. But suddenly, amid the loud game sounds, they heard a faint moan and a call for help.
Help me!
Andrew and Jacob exchanged uncertain glances, not entirely sure if they had heard correctly. But as the cries became more distinct and desperate, they decided to investigate. Stepping out of the cabin, they felt the dense air pressing down on them, as if warning of impending doom. Emerging from the darkness, a man covered in blood and wounds stood before them. "Please help me," he cried, his voice trembling with fear and pain. "Something attacked us in the woods, it. But before he could finish his sentence, a dark figure emerged from the shadows behind him. Andrew and Jacob froze, recognizing something utterly inhuman, a grotesque and monstrous creature, as if straight out of a nightmare. Its eyes gleamed in the darkness, and its fangs glistened as it emitted a piercing howl, enveloping everything in an impenetrable darkness. Andrew and Jacob found themselves trapped between the mad moans and the inhuman wails. They had only one option to run, but where? The forest around them seemed to close in, depriving them of an escape route, while fear, like a black wave, engulfed them more and more. They ran without discerning a path, only forward, through thick bushes and branches that seemed to try to hold them back in this cursed place. At every turn, it seemed that the shadow was pursuing them, ready to catch them at any moment. Finally, when they were almost exhausted, they stumbled upon a clearing, illuminated by the last rays of the setting sun. But the peace of this place was false, for behind them, they felt the breath of darkness and heard the howls of the one who sought help. They knew that escape was futile, that there was no salvation from what hunted them in this forest. And when the shadow finally caught up with them, engulfing them in its dark embrace, they realized that it was only the beginning of their nightmare, one that would never end.